Hi, it's Steve. Today we're going to show you how to change the front bearing and seal on your dryer. And it's a really easy job. All we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, and maybe a 5/16 nut driver. Let me show you how we do it. Now before we begin this repair, the first thing we'll need to do is to disconnect power to the dryer. So simply pull the plug on it, or if it is a hardwired dryer, you'll want to locate the fuse or breaker panel and disconnect the power at that source. Now next we'll pull the lint screen completely out of the top and set it aside. And that will expose two Phillips screws that go down through the top into that lint filter housing. So carefully remove those screws without dropping them down into the opening. And set them aside. Now next we'll grasp the back of that top and just pull it forward and then lift up on it. That will disengage from the spring clips that are located on the top of the front panel. And we can lift that top up and either have somebody support it, or if it's close enough to the wall you can just lean it up against the wall. Now with the main top up and supported, we'll next locate the wire harness connector to the door switch, and with our flat blade screwdriver we're just going to go in under the edge of that and loosen those tabs, then pull that apart. Now our next step will be to remove the two screws that secure the front panel to the cabinet. In this model it uses a 5/16 hex head screw, so remove both of those. Next we can just tilt that front panel forward. You may need to support the drum at the same time. Once we've tilted that out a bit, we'll just give that a little sharp pull upwards to release the two locking tabs at the bottom. And we can turn that around, and that'll give us access to that front bearing and seal. Next, we're just going to see if we can lift up on that top bearing enough to get a piece of it. Once we've got it up over top of those clips, you can just roll that completely off. Now you'll note that the new bearing is missing that top center hole, so we'll need to pop that little plastic locator tab out of there. So with a flat blade screwdriver we're just going to depress the size of that little tab and pop it down through the opening. We can discard that. Now when we go to position that new bearing and seal in place, we want to make sure that the fold is such that the closed edge of that fold will face towards the drum. So we'll line up those openings, set them over top of the little locator pins, lay that flat, and then just stretch that seal around the perimeter. And then fold it back. And it's ready to reinstall the front panel. So when installing that front panel, we're going to look at these two rectangular openings on the bottom that will engage these two metal clips on the sides of the cabinet. So we'll line those up first. You may just need to lift up on them slightly to engage them. At the same time we'll have to push that drum back into position. And once we have the bottom of that front panel engaged with the cabinet, we can push it back into position. We want to make sure that we have the drum sitting out on top of that bearing. And then we'll reinstall the two screws. Next, we'll reconnect the wire harness to the door switch and make sure those little locking tabs engage. We can then lower our main top down into position. And again, just pull it slightly forward to engage those little spring clips at the front. So next we'll put those 2 Phillips screws back into the top that secure the lint filter housing, and take care that we don't drop those down into that opening. And tighten both of those securely. Then reinstall our lint filter. We're now ready to reconnect the power, and our repair is complete.